They told you to chase money, to grind harder, to never stop until you make it. But no one told you the truth. That money doesn't change your life. It magnifies who you already are. If your mind is scattered, money will make you reckless. If your mind is calm, money will make you unstoppable. The problem isn't the hustle, it's the chaos behind it. You don't need more motivation, you need mental control. Because in a world where everyone's chasing, the real power belongs to the one who's still. Before you chase the bag, control the one thing that controls it all. Your mind. Before you chase money, you have to learn to control your mind. Because without control, money doesn't make you powerful. It exposes your weaknesses. The truth is, money only multiplies what you already are. If you're disciplined, wealth amplifies your discipline. If you're reckless, wealth amplifies your chaos. Every day, we're bombarded with messages telling us to chase the bag, grind 24/7, and never sleep until you make it. But no one tells you what happens after the chase. No one warns you that without the right mindset, money becomes your master, not your tool. Here's the paradox. Most people think money brings control. In reality, control brings money. You can't manage wealth if you can't manage emotions. You can't scale a business if your thoughts are scattered. You can't make clear decisions if your mind is ruled by fear, greed, and ego. Every billionaire, every world-class performer, they all mastered one thing before success ever came: the mind. Let's go deeper. Think of your mind as a battlefield. Every day, thousands of thoughts fight for your attention. Fear, doubt, comparison, greed. And every thought you entertain either builds your empire or burns it down from within. But here's what most people don't realize. You don't rise in life by working harder alone. You rise by thinking clearer than the person next to you. Your brain is the CEO of your reality. It decides where your energy, time, and creativity go. And if you can't control it, you're just an employee to your impulses. Money doesn't fix poor focus. Money doesn't heal anxiety. Money doesn't erase fear. If your mind is noisy, your success will be short-lived. Because even when you have everything, you'll still feel like you have nothing. Look around. People are working harder than ever, but thinking less than ever. They wake up anxious, chase goals that don't align, and burn out before they reach the top. That's why this video isn't about getting rich quick. It's about building the mental framework that keeps you rich, in peace, clarity, and purpose. So let's start where every transformation begins, inside your head. Ask yourself, what do I believe about money? Who told me what success means? And do I actually control my thoughts, or do my thoughts control me? Because until you control your mind, you'll never truly control your life, or your wealth. In the next part, we'll expose the illusion that traps millions of people. The illusion of money itself. Because most people don't chase wealth. They chase validation, comparison, and fear. And that's exactly why they lose control. Everywhere you look, someone is selling a dream. Get rich fast. Quit your job tomorrow. Become a millionaire by 25. But here's the harsh truth. Most people don't want money. They want the feeling they think money brings. They want freedom. They want respect. They want to matter. And instead of building that from the inside out, they chase it from the outside in. They look at someone online driving a luxury car, wearing designer clothes, and think, that's success. But what they don't see is the pressure, the debt, the emptiness that often comes with the illusion. Money becomes a performance, a show for others. And when that show ends, so does their sense of identity. Here's what most people never learn. Money is neutral. It doesn't care about your intentions. It doesn't fix insecurity. It funds it. That's why you see people rise fast and crash even faster. They thought money would change how they feel about themselves. But when the money came, they realized they were the same person, just with higher expenses. This is called the illusion of arrival. The false belief that once I make enough, I'll finally be happy. But happiness is not a destination. It's a state of control, of knowing who you are before you get what you want. Think about it. If you can't manage stress when you're broke, what makes you think you'll handle pressure when millions are on the line? If you can't save cash 1,000, you won't magically save when you earn cash 1 million. Control scales. So does chaos. You've seen it before. People who had it all, then lost it all. Not because they were unlucky, but because they were unprepared. They mastered the market, but never mastered themselves. They built wealth, but not wisdom. They won the game, but lost their peace. And that's the tragedy of chasing money without mastering the mind. You can achieve everything, yet feel nothing. The illusion gets worse with comparison. Social media turns success into a scoreboard. We no longer chase dreams, we chase numbers, followers, views, bank balances, and the irony. The more we compare, the poorer we feel, no matter how much we have. That's why people stay stuck in the rat race. They're not competing with others, they're competing with their own insecurity. Every day they run faster on the treadmill, hoping money will fix the emptiness. But here's what no one tells you. If you don't fix the root, more money just grows the weeds. Real wealth starts when you stop chasing and start understanding. Because chasing is reactive. Understanding is intentional. The people who control the world don't chase money. They attract it. Not by magic, but by mental structure. They know what they want. They know why they want it. And they build systems, not emotional reactions. They treat money as energy, a resource that flows to whoever can handle it responsibly. And when you understand that, you stop being a slave to the chase and start being the architect of flow. Because here's the ultimate illusion. You don't need more money to feel in control. You need more control to handle more money. That's the secret millionaires never say out loud. They don't think about money like everyone else. They think in principles, systems, and leverage. The poor chase reward, the rich chase structure, and the wise, they chase mastery of the mind. In the next part, we'll break the illusion. We'll talk about how to reprogram your mind, how to develop mental control so strong, money becomes a side effect of your discipline. Once you understand the illusion, the next step is reprogramming the machine that runs your life. Your mind. Your mind is the operating system. Money, work, relationships. Those are just apps running on it. If the OS is corrupted, it doesn't matter how powerful the apps are, they'll crash. So the question becomes, how do you rewrite the code? Step 1. Silence the noise. You can't control what you don't notice, and most people never realize how loud their mind really is. Scrolling, reacting, comparing, judging. To reprogram, you first have to disconnect. Not permanently, just long enough to hear your own thoughts again. Wake up without touching your phone. Sit in silence for 10 minutes. Listen to what your brain says when it has nothing to distract it. That's where reprogramming starts. Awareness. Step 2. Rewrite the script. Your mind runs on beliefs, most of them written by someone else. Parents, society, failure, fear. If you don't go to school, you'll be poor. If you don't have this car, you're not successful. If you rest, you're lazy. But beliefs are just stories repeated often enough to feel like truth. You can edit them. Take one limiting belief about money and challenge it daily. Replace "money is hard to make" with "money flows to value." Replace "I can't afford that" with "how can I afford that?" It sounds simple, but that linguistic shift rewires the brain to look for solutions instead of roadblocks. Neuroscience calls it neuroplasticity. Your brain's ability to physically reshape itself based on repeated thoughts. You literally sculpt new neural pathways with your focus. The more you think like a winner, the less space your brain has to think like a victim. Step 3. Discipline your emotions. You can't master your mind if you're ruled by moods. The market doesn't care about your feelings. Clients don't care if you're tired. Discipline is what bridges emotion and execution. That doesn't mean suppress emotions. It means govern them. Feel the fear, but act anyway. Feel tired, but move anyway. Feel doubt, but decide anyway. That's emotional maturity, and that's real control. Discipline isn't punishment. It's the highest form of self-respect. It says, I trust myself enough to do what I said I'd do. That's how leaders think. That's how empires are built. Step 4. Install focus routines. Focus is not natural in a distracted world. It's engineered. Here's a simple framework. Morning control. No input before output. Before you check messages, write your goals. Time blocks. Work in 90-minute sprints. No multitasking. Night review. Before bed, reflect on what went right and what to fix. Small, boring habits that compound into massive clarity. Because reprogramming your mind isn't a one-time update, it's a daily maintenance plan. You can't fight chaos from the outside until you quiet chaos on the inside. Once you do, you start noticing something. Opportunities that were invisible before. They were always there. You just weren't still enough to see them. Step 5. Detach from outcomes. When you act only for reward, your mind becomes fragile. When you act from principle, your mind becomes unstoppable. Detach from the result and focus on the process. Not, I'll be happy when I succeed, but I'll succeed because I'm consistent. That mindset makes you resilient to failure and immune to hype. The final step, visualization plus execution. Every high performer visualizes before they materialize. Not as fantasy, but as programming. Your brain doesn't fully distinguish between imagined and real repetition. That's how athletes and CEOs rehearse success. So, see it first, then act relentlessly until the vision catches up with reality. Reprogramming the mind is a balance. Focus with calm, hunger with peace, ambition with patience. Get that balance right, and money becomes predictable. Not emotional, not mystical, predictable. In the next and final part, we'll talk about the shift, how to move from control to creation, how to build systems that make wealth a natural outcome of mental mastery. Now that you understand the battlefield of the mind and how to control it, it's time to shift. Control is power, but creation is freedom. Once your mind is in order, you stop chasing money and start creating systems that attract it. That's the shift. Most people try to work their way into wealth. The wealthy think their way into it. Because they understand a simple truth. The mind creates patterns, and patterns create results. If your mental pattern is survival, you'll always hustle for the next paycheck. If your pattern is growth, you'll build engines that print cash while you sleep. That's the difference between rich for a year and wealthy for life. To make that shift, there are 3 frameworks. Not theories, frameworks. 1. The wealth triangle. Mindset, skill, system. Mindset gives you direction. Skill gives you leverage. System gives you freedom. You need all 3. Without mindset, you quit. Without skill, you starve. Without systems, you're stuck working forever. So the first rule of building wealth, never trade mental peace for temporary gain. Instead, build structures that serve your future self. Let's get practical. Once you have mental control, your money decisions change automatically. You stop chasing trends and start studying principles. You stop buying liabilities and start acquiring assets. You stop reacting emotionally to setbacks and start seeing patterns in chaos. That's how wealth thinkers operate. Calm under fire, clear under pressure. 1. The focus economy. In this new world, attention is the most valuable currency. Not money, attention. If you can control your focus, you can monetize almost anything. The problem is, 99% of people are distracted. They trade their focus for entertainment, gossip, and instant dopamine. But the top 1% guard their focus like treasure. They know that deep work creates deep rewards. So if you want to build lasting wealth, you need to master attention allocation. What you consume, who you listen to, what problems you choose to solve. Because money flows to focus, not effort. Here's a harsh truth. You can't become rich doing what everyone else does. You must think differently, focus differently, and act differently, consistently. The mind you control becomes the compass that guides you to opportunities others are too distracted to see. 1. The detachment principle. True wealth is not about possession. It's about position. It's about being able to walk away from chaos and still remain at peace. That's what control gives you. Freedom to choose, not desperation to chase. When you stop needing money, money starts needing you. Because you make decisions from strength, not scarcity. You start negotiating better. You invest smarter. You collaborate only with alignment. That's the psychological advantage of control. Emotional neutrality. Think about it. Every empire started as a thought. Every fortune began as an idea. And every downfall started with mental chaos. Control your thoughts, and your external world rearranges itself. The world will tell you success is about working harder. It's not. It's about working from alignment, where your thoughts, energy, and actions move in one direction. That's why the people who seem calm under pressure win. Their control is their currency. Their mind is their market. When you master your mind, wealth stops being a goal. It becomes a side effect, a reflection of inner order. You start attracting opportunities naturally because your energy is stable. You stop panicking when things fall apart because you trust your process. You stop chasing money because you've become the kind of person money chases. That's the shift. Control your mind, and you'll control your destiny. Master your focus, and the world will pay you for clarity. Build systems, and you'll buy back your freedom. This isn't about getting rich, it's about becoming whole. Because when your mind is strong, every move you make is wealth in motion. The chase ends here. The mastery begins now. If this message spoke to you, subscribe for more content that builds not just your income, but your mindset. Because the goal isn't to get rich fast, it's to stay wealthy forever.